Hi everyone, and welcome to our panel, Marketing Strategies for a 2021 Landscape. I'm Charlotte Day. I'm the director of Contentworks Agency. We specialize in financial services marketing. And today, as we approach the end of the year, we're going to be reflecting on 2020 from a marketing perspective. It's been one hell of a year with enforced lockdowns, with more online activity, definitely with increased trading. We're really interested to know how finance marketers are coping, how they're adapting. So just to do a quick intro, I'm joined today by some awesome panelists. I've got Itai Elazığ from Market Across. I've got Alyssa Tsai from CEO PANONY. I've got Haran Rosenweig from Outbrain. I have the lovely Frankie Ho from iClick Interactive and Marilena Iakovou from M4 Markets. So guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm really looking forward to this chat. What I'd like to do is I'd like to start by just going around the group, like a little quick fire round. Give me your high and your low from a marketing perspective of 2020. Let's start with Frankie and go around.
Okay. So if you ask me, like, what are the expected high and low, I think definitely because unlike the old days, everyone is encouraged to go out to do shopping, to do whatever they can do in the physical traditional way. Now, most of the transactions or business or commerce need to do with online. So I think definitely I find there's a strong demand for e-commerce, especially for the SaaS-based marketing cloud solution in the market. And it is one thing very typical in China. We talk about Tencent, which is regarded as the biggest social platform in China. We find, in this year, more and more demands for the Tencent mini program in the market, especially for the global brands. They wanted to try the market. They, without physical presence, they wanted to do cross-border e-commerce. So we find the demand really double, triple, or wise in the last year.
Okay.
And there's something very everyone can feel it apparently. Of course, at the same time, you find some of the traditional media like offline, outdoor billboard, this kind of advertising tools or marketing tools become less popular.
Correct. Okay, and Haran, how about you?
So I would say my low point is just missing the interaction, the face-to-face interaction with our clients and partners. That's something completely new. But the high point is that we did gather a lot of new partners. A lot of companies which traditionally did not buy online media or just went to social or search, tried new media sources, just the portfolio of clients we have, the partners, the new demand partners we see every day has changed dramatically. And I think it kept our network more verified, more unique, just meeting new people online and hopefully meeting them face to face soon.
Oh gosh, yes. Okay, Itai, how about you?
My low point, I guess, was COVID-related webinars. I just can't get that anymore. I can't see that. I don't want to be learn how to do things post-COVID webinars. My high point actually was that because there are no more, I guess, events and things are a bit different, you see really high-end people signing up to things just kind of like self-serve. We have different clients and products or things that you say, oh, someone from Amazon, really, their CTO just signed up for one of our services just because people are at home, people have their problems. So I think that COVID is the only thing that I remember in my life, is I think in all of our lives, that was global for everyone at the same time. So right now, the CTO of Google is at home exactly like you are, whatever, and he's also there and he's in front of his computer and he's looking for solutions. So I like...
So like the great leveler then in that respect, I guess.
So I've seen very interesting things just happen out of email outreach to people. I'm in the PR space. A lot of reporters that I've always been really hesitant. Now it's a time to create actual personal relationships because they have that kind of time. So it's just an interesting point to that. But,
Okay, and Marilena, how about you?
I think we have all of us the same problem. We have planned our year ahead. We got our marketing plans. we put a lot of offline events like seminars, expos. We have put business development trips to meet our partners from face to face, and build stronger relationships. So all these had to change and readapt all the marketing strategy right from the beginning. It was challenging at the beginning, but we managed around with a lot of online communication media, content, social media, and I think we're going to talk, I think, about all this stuff on the next couple of questions.
Certainly. And Alyssa, what about you? Highs and lows of 2020 for marketing?
Yeah, so my friend PANONY is doing more business with fintech and blockchain clients. So I will speak from that kind of perspective. So I think the low part, I agree and echo with the above that events, especially offline events, is really tricky. This year, a lot of events are planned, especially for blockchain and fintech, where like there are dozens of events every month globally. And we rely, because it's an emerging market, so we rely really heavily on person to person and peer to peer connection to do business. So it's really a strong hit for people like us to do business nowadays. But the good thing is that we're seeing more large and small scale of online events. And right now, as some countries in Asia are getting better from the pandemic. So we are seeing more growth in a hybrid form that combine online and offline. So probably for city that's more COVID-free, they can host an offline event and airstream it online. So more people can attend. It can create more communication between people offline and online. So that's a challenge, but we are seeing some improvement on the hybrid of online and offline. And other high part is that, so I think hiring has been a tough challenge for everyone in marketing and advertising business, but we are seeing more and more talents that we weren't able to hire, but now they are in the market. They open for hiring. So I think on the hiring side, actually it's our good timing and good chance to get more better talents at this age. And
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That kind of leads in. I'll stay with you, Alyssa, for this next question. What we want to know is what actually changed in terms of your approach. Did you spend more in a certain area? Did you use different channels? What did you have to adapt this year?
Yeah, so we used to host more large events, but right now we tend to do more small scale event with more precise audiences, because right now as everything goes online, people lose attention and lose interest very quickly, because like there are way more online campaigns than before, way more online events than before. So what we really need to get attention is to deliver something really like actionable for them. And there's so many different type of groups, so we are trying to target them very precisely so they can really get something out of it, rather than just some very rough and very broad information out there. So I think we see a change in the scale and the messaging part. Yeah.
Okay. And Marilena, I know that M4 Markets, and certainly your expertise is content and social media marketing. We've seen some really nice stuff come from you guys this year. Give me some examples, though, of how you pivoted this year from what you were doing before to now.
First of all, we didn't increase quite the budget, because in general, we had a lot of budget dedicated to offline events. So we kind of took this budget back, and we kind of shifted to other online media. I mean, we sit down and thought what people are doing in this kind of period. They're sitting home, they have more time to navigate and surf on the web. So we kind of reach them where they're spending their most of the time. So we give more budget to social media, and we try to create more interactive, let's say, posts and things that people can find interesting, like videos, like posts where they can interact, more content, but in not that formal way that we usually do. We start talking to them in more informal way, so they can, approach them we start putting our staff there, so people don't lose this personal interaction. So we're here, we're doing our job as usual. You can reach us, and this is us, and stuff like this. We increase, of course, the content we produce. We dedicate this budget to content, starting doing more ebooks, post in the blogs. We redesigned the blog. We put more content in there. And then since we have all this content, we shift a little budget on link building.
Yep.
So we have seen the website skyrocket with the link building, and we can see the ranking of the website actually go the higher as it have ever been. So we kind of shift the budget we had in those kind of channels and change the way we communicate with the client. We wasn't so strict in this financial formal way. We tried to make it more approachable, like talking to a friend, and make people feel more cozy, let's say. We would try to bring them even we were far, we just try to bring them feel that they're still close.
That's a good point. Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. And Itai, how about you? How did you guys pivot this year? Did you pivot this year?
So it's a good question. In general, we're as a kind of a PR content marketing firm, again, a service provider. So we serve our clients, but we much more serve the organization.
Oh, I lost you a second there, Itai. Okay, let's. Are you back? We lost that last part. No, don't be.
Yeah.
2020 problems.
That was a nice crash. Actually, I just saw some nice meme that the quote of 2020 is "You are on mute."
That's it. Yeah. Nothing more to say. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah. So we're more in the organic space since most of our clients. So we did, of course, especially I would say in the more SaaS B2B side, less the financial market side, much like help our clients understand what is their product relevance in today's space. And then we see that with a lot of really big SaaS companies, e-commerce exploding. But also the other side, which is like the more kind of PR organic, not that much, not pivoting. It's more, just making sure that you have the right messages out there, that you don't just give press releases out about your COVID webinars. Don't overdo it. Don't try to virtue signal or show empathy when there's not needed. So we didn't change immensely. There was HR issues. How do our clients work in different spaces? But with the product-based companies, we try to help them pivot their messaging or value proposition to today's space. Day to day, no, surprisingly, people are people and environments are environments. So I
love that. I love your point though with the not virtue signaling and just being real and authentic, because I think there was a point this year when everybody just got saturated with the same information, and we were all getting these emails and they all said the same thing, and we were like, oh gosh, enough with this same messaging. I think you're really right on that. Haran, how about you? How did you guys pivot?
So we decided to distribute our content in a different way. First of all, we did something completely different for existing clients or new clients. But the major point that we focused on is stop selling the company, stop selling our brand as a service, but actually offering content which is relevant that people can gain from, even if they're not going to spend money with us. So we did special webinars for affiliates and special webinars for e-com clients, and training for new clients existing clients as well, that we could not meet face to face. So a lot of what we did is just give them some offers, some ideas of what they can do with our brand or without our brand, and give them the tools as a marketer to cope with the current situation.
That's really great. So basically kind of giving them kind of free tools and free information without being pressure selling.
Exactly. So everything that we do right now is not about selling new services to new clients, but actually giving them value to take out. They can use it on Facebook, they can use it on search, they can do it whatever they want with it, but just something that we want to share the knowledge that we have and give them the tools to cope with it.
That's really, really great. And Frankie, how about you?
Being one of the biggest digital agency in China, I find COVID not just bring our health issues, but also bring a lot of economic uncertainty. So we find most of our clients this year, they come to us asking for some of the innovative pricing model, like on-demand base, or like they wanted to our charging them only pay as you go. And to be honest, with some of the big data collected that we have, we are now able to offer some of the creative pricing model like the CPD, cost per download. So like some of our clients, like Forest clients, like IG, SESO, FCM, all this come to us to talk about something on this, because everyone is doing trial and error to optimize their marketing effectiveness. So there's something we all work very hard on that aspect.
Yeah. Okay, and leading into the next question, so I'm really interested in where you've been. We've said how we've pivoted and we've said how we've moved focus. Is there something that you invested in more with your budget this year than you would normally? So for example, tech or software or video, what would you say, Frankie, that you invested in?
Actually, we did hire more engineers to do the software development.
Right.
For example, as you know, that Facebook is not allowed somehow, in China market. So all of us are using WeChat on Tencent. Okay. So now our mini program on WeChat support the live broadcast. So we now almost every day have the KOL, the key opinion leader, to do the live broadcast, to sell some of the products, with the real-time live streaming technology. So the good thing is, on one hand, I try to introduce new products, new service. At the same time, you can pay online through WeChat right away. So it sounds like it become like a phenomenon which is very dominant in 2020 in China. So I think it's quite unique compared with other parts of the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And what about you, Haran? Where have you been investing budget this year?
Marketing wise, the same as before, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of those, but we did invest a lot of our product infrastructures. We did release a lot of new products, which are super relevant to marketers, but one of the best things we did is invest in the teams we have. So usually our brand until now used to be either self-serve or managed client with big budgets. The biggest growing team we have right now is the growth team. They take medium-sized clients and train them. Those clients usually would have gone to self-serve, but because of COVID, because a lot of marketers had to go online, we had to give them the support. So right now they do get full support from account managers. They get training on new products. Until now, you had to manually optimize everything. So they train them on our automated tools. So a lot of CPA goals that were really low before and you could not do manually can now be done automatically.
And do you find that you're having to support them a lot more online in other ways, sort of like on chat, on Messenger, are you increasing your support there as well?
Yeah, we have to be present all the time. It's not just pure emails, but we have to give them immediate response. It's their money on the line, it's them risking their finance.
Right.
So we have to be them for them. I myself used to be a client for Outbrain about 4 years. So I know the struggle, I know what it's like to lose money buying media. So that's one of the things we try to train our team to do as well. Treat it as your money, see it as your budgets, and then you can see the amazing responses they get from the clients all the time.
Exactly. And Marilena, how about you? Where have you focused your budget this year?
We focused more on creative, a lot of interactive videos.
Right.
Something that we always had in our plans, but we took it very slowly. But now with that situation, we had to move really fast and produce some nice videos, educational and all this kind of stuff. Also, we have made some deals with researchers and analysts and opinion leaders, which we didn't have before. We increased that a lot, so we can have content to spread around, and we should have a good research team that it's reputable and make people feel that we have something to give them back in terms of analysis, of technical, of webinars, and all this kind of stuff. This is where we're mainly shift the budget
so
more
the
than
the winning combination of sort of the video tools, but also the real insightful kind of analysis.
Yes,
and the
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, that's very smart. And are you focusing, when you say video, are you more YouTube, or have you gone over to TikTok as well?
No, not kind of TikTok videos. We just have more of educational and informative video. How new trading strategies, or how you can trade a specific instrument. Tips for how the year we're going ahead. It's more of tools that the traders can use to do a better trading, and this kind of stuff. Not that TikTok type.
Exactly. And Alyssa?
Yeah, so I think for my end, actually, we cut down more budget on the automatic part, but increase more budget on those related to people directly. So for instance, like you all mentioned before, like right now the information is saturated. So we actually want more like personal touch. So we get grassroots, we get word of mouth, and we get a lot of influencers, as well as not just a large well-known one, but also micro influencers, like your neighborhood influencer, like kind of people, and also doing more one-on-one DMs. So we are trying to make it more personal, because it's we're in fintech and blockchain industry. It's more financial sensitive. So it's very crucial that we get more personal and try to leverage those one-on-one peer-to-peer touch points.
Yeah. I so agree with you. And I think that one of the things this year is this need for authenticity. You know, there's so much fake news. There's who do we trust? Do we believe these people? Their finance, their fintech. This is important. You know, it's money, it's investment. I think it's so important. And you mentioned micro influencers. And I think you're right there, because we seem to have gone away from these celebrities, haven't we? The kind of paying them 1 million to do one post and then they've disappeared.
And they're not so relatable with the people next to us.
Exactly. And so your micro influencers, give me an example. And would that be someone on Instagram that you would use?
Maybe someone on Twitter, on LinkedIn, maybe not Instagram for fintech industry, but I think someone on Twitter and someone on WeChat as well, like those who are really working in this industry and have some sort of impact and influence over other people, but they're not necessarily like a super like public figure, but they do have a strong network in their own business.
Excellent. And I guess, I mean, does that help you at all with the sort of personalization to get that human touch into your marketing?
Yes, definitely, because everyone has someone they're trusted by someone else, and I think the network through word of mouth is pretty helpful at an age like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And Itai, I mean, you're a PR pro, you're a content communication pro, you know, all about personalization. How are you guys adapting to make it, you know, feel more genuine this year?
Well, actually, I want to go first of all to the previous question, because it's kind of evolved. For us, funny, and again, the most not cliche way I can say it, we invested this year the most we can in people, our own people. So we didn't fire anyone. We didn't put anyone on leave. We actually hired, because again, we're a lot in the crypto space. Crypto space saw a lot of surge, also in general, online SaaS as well. So we saw a lot of surge there. We used to be like very fun in the office, have a lot of happy hours, whatever. You don't have that now. So what do? You try to give that extra mile in different places. So we hired, anyone who's on started working from home. Do you need another computer screen? Do you need, I just kind of try to get that, I think, investment back, because you want to show the employees that you do care.
So important.
Yeah, and when it comes to, like, I would say brands, I would, again, don't overdo it. Don't try to do it over much. I don't like. Again, it's like I can use it as like an Israeli metaphor that used to be in social media, that if you want to get likes before Saturday, put a picture of like candles and a challah, and you'll get a lot of like. I think we've evolved around that. So I personally don't push for gimmicks, and I actually feel like today, because there used to be like this B2B, B2C paradigm. Now everyone's at home all the time. So respect people's time. Don't bombard them with things that they don't need to see right now. Don't over funnel them. Don't over spam them. So I actually believe in much more taking a step back, unless you have something crucial to say or do.
I think that's such a great point. Would you say that people have been over spamming people this year?
Yes, without a doubt.
Yeah, with email and social.
There's, again, I guess I'm too much of an internet meme guy, but there's like this whole like, does this email find you well? So I feel like every email is like, I hope you're okay in this crazy time. And you're like, you don't know me, so I don't think you really hope that I won't care.
Right.
So like, I would just, yeah, I don't. It's true. It's all global. We're in this shit together. But also we're here to work right now. So that's my personal opinion. I think that like, not everything we do in work has to have like a COVID theme to it, or every outreach email has to be, hey,
unprecedented.
Exactly.
Yeah. I hear you. What about you, Marilena? Because I'm seeing some really interesting stuff coming from M4 Markets in terms of kind of connecting with people on a human level. What's your take on that?
I have, first of all, to agree with Itai that we all get tired to get all this COVID-related message and adapt your strategy in this period and how you can do this in this period. And it's quite exhausting. So we thought to reverse a little bit in terms of bombarding people with message to give them like more lighting news, let's say. Something that also has the fun element inside. So if you notice all of our videos and our content has something positive, have something a little bit funny, and we don't concentrate all very serious or what we're going to do in this kind of period. It's like life is goes on. This is what we have, but life is goes on, and it can be okay. It doesn't have to be so depressing all the time. So let's focus on this, let's focus on that. And we have even the stupid inspirational quotes that most of social media do. It's shifting your mind a little bit of what is going on right here, right now. All the materials that you can provide will be educational and have information that people can use and involve, and not has to be like this sad information. We try to give the perception that nothing changed. We're here, we're doing business as usual, but we're doing it better by providing you more information, because we know that you are home, but we don't tell you that, oh, poor you, you're home. And
I think it's refreshing though, because I think there's a misconception, certainly in the Forex and the finance space, that everybody wants to talk COVID and business, and they don't really, do they? Not all the time on social.
No. I think everybody got the message right now, and they're trying to do their best and get away from these kind of messages and adapt their strategies. So people who are going on social media and in general, the web, don't find all this going on again in front of them and again. Only if you're a news channel, okay, yeah, you're going to talk about what's going on. But in general, we took a step back and we said, okay, people's tired of these things all the day. So you're going to give them more content and more materials to trade better, to involve their strategies, etc. Trade in a way that they don't feel that you're doing like, let's say, for charity. We're doing it because we want the best of them, and we try to utilize their time with the best material they can find online.
Exactly. And Haran, tell me, how is Outbrain helping people to kind of maintain this level of human contact and authenticity?
So the first big change was to actually train our teams to have calls on Zoom. And the second thing was actually making them a lot shorter, respecting people's time. Everyone is stuck at home. No one has 45 minutes to talk to you or an hour. So on a company level, we actually changed the length of a meeting. I think the average one right now for new clients is about 15 minutes.
Fantastic.
We don't want to waste their time. There's no reason to become, really good friends, as Itai said. Right now, it's professional. We want to give them the content they need. We want to give them the support they need. You don't need to take an hour of their time. So make it a short meeting. Make sure you're available on Skype if they have any other questions. And again, respect their time. I think that's the biggest thing. Those small changes in the mindset of our account managers made a huge difference.
I think that's such a great point. And elaborating on that, Haran, I think, are you noticing that people have really kind of got a shorter attention span and they're tired being online? We're seeing that a lot.
For sure. We get bombarded with messages all day long. The amount of emails I'm getting, the invites we're getting to new webinars or seminars or whatever it is. A lot of it, as you said before, it's content.
Sales on LinkedIn. The amount of SDR pitches I'm getting on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
exactly.
same.
Everything used to be COVID related. I feel like I can be a doctor right now with the amount of content about COVID and how to cope with it and how psychologically we need to do stuff from home. that was relevant for, let's say, March, April. And a lot of people kept doing it and became irrelevant, or I just blocked them and ignored them. I think we need to keep things fresh. We need to keep it updated. Not everything, as you said before, needs to be COVID related. A lot of things can be professional, a lot of things can give value, even if we are looking at, let's say, 2021. So how to prepare yourself for 2021? What do you need to do? Not everything needs to be about what needs to be done now or what you needed to do 6 months ago.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Frankie, how about you?
I think, when you ask me about the human element, I find, there's something very interesting. The reason is like towards the financial labels, like the crypto company, like the Forex company. Many of them, they come towards us for asking direct marketing services. The reason is like in China in the past, they heavily rely on the IB, the intermediate brokers. But under COVID, the physical interaction is no longer so popular. So why not they do it on their own? So that's one tendency we see it. But on the other hand, we find the human elements is still very important and play an indispensable role if they wanted to do something in China, because there were too many rules for launching a China marketing campaign. For example, you mentioned like KOL in Instagram. I'm so sorry, there's no Instagram in China. So apart from Tencent, you should have like an account in the Little Web, which is like a China version of Instagram. So I think it totally triggered a change in the ecosystem in China. So that's something we find. On one hand, human being become less important. But on the other hand, you still need to have good talent to execute for you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And staying with you, Frankie, talking about going into 2021, I think it's so difficult for all of us to strategize. We all had plans for 2020 marketing, and that kind of had to shift. So I know it's a really difficult question, but if we're looking at Q1 for 2021, what are your top predictions and your plans?
Okay, I think I personally believe there will still have strong demand for the cloud-based marketing solutions because the COVID lasts longer than everyone expected. So what can you do? For example, I'm in Chinese. In the past, I only wanted to buy the European brands when I travel to Europe. Now, I no longer can do it. So is there anything I can do, like towards the Chinese? Can I buy something, a European brand, like buying a Burberry handbag, from the Tencent mini program? So I also expect there will be increase in the cross-border e-commerce and m-commerce, at least in the APAC region. So I think there's something become more and more popular, and every marketer need to work very hard to make sure that, okay, what the products they produce can be delivered to the world. So that's something I can anticipate.
Yeah, I think that's a solid prediction. Alyssa, what about you? Predictions for Q1 2021?
Yeah, I think for prediction for 2021 and for also the changes we are seeing already. First thing is that before we probably are getting used to annual planning or quarterly planning, but right now we probably need to embrace for monthly planning while remain flexible on a weekly or even a daily basis, because the world changes so fast, like even faster than before. So I think for the planning wise, we need to be more flexible in 2021. And also I think the awareness of the consumer and the retail are increased heavily on a lot of issues like privacy issues and a lot of other marketing and issues, etc. So I think they're also looking for more personal touch, like we discussed before. So I'm seeing a strong growth for some more direct conversation with a brand or a company's CEO from the consumer or the retail's perspective. So we will be hosting more ANAs, like Ask Me Anything, that kind of events in the future. So the retail and the consumer can communicate and ask questions to the CEO directly. I think that's what they are asking for, rather than just a one-way communication, but they are looking for a two-way communication and interaction. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Haran, how about you? What are your predictions?
So I would say a lot of micro brands or small businesses are going to move to online media. If you look at the way they advertised before, let's say billboards, that it's not relevant anymore. No one's driving, so you can see those billboards. So you're going to see a lot of marketeers going online, and I think that's going to lead to them giving better service as well, because the competition is going to be much, much higher. Everyone's going to see your ad, everyone is going to see the services you offer, but they're also able to compare it to others. So you're going to see more people going online with their marketing needs, but also improving the facilities, improving the support and everything which comes with that.
So a lot more competitiveness is essentially.
Yeah. I think the uniqueness of each marketer is going to be emphasized for sure. If you offer something that someone else is not offering, this is the time to push it. This is the time to show it to your audience.
Okay. And obviously show it in a good way online so that people can actually understand and connect with it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. And Marilena, what about you?
I agree with Haran. Things we're gonna be very competitive this year because everybody will have to shift their budget online as we see things going currently. So what we're trying to do better this year now that we're more, let's say, prepared, not only put information that people want to read and take advantage of, but do also some nice show promotions. So we're gonna give our clients the chance to trade as usual, but with more intensive, like do more promotion, like because last year we wasn't prepared, we just tried to fixing our content strategy or social media strategy, create videos and stuff. Now we're gonna do all that together with good promotion and new products and new platforms. And actually we already start doing it. We launched our new promotion last week, and we're going to continue doing that with small interactive promotions. So people, even if they have to stay home, let's say for the first quarter of 2021, not only find the information, but find a good reason to choose us for trading.
Okay, that's a great answer. I saw your Santa promotion, by the way. That was very, very nice. Itai, how about you?
Well, hard to predict. I think that on the macro level, there's, and again, maybe I'm wishful thinking. I think there's a good chance that other than like really specific industries, like I guess like music concerts or travel or mega events, with vaccines and the speaking, things might seem like a distant memory at some point. You can see that even right now, every country in the world, I don't know, almost everyone, once they open up a bit, the first thing you see, thousands of people going to the malls. In Israel, between the two different lockdowns, people were already booking their next summer vacation higher than any amount in Israel's history. So there is a chance that we will see this as like that we'll have a boomerang surge effect of everyone's like 2020 sucked, we need to forget it, like let's erase it and let's get fucked up. So like I feel like that is something that might happen on a very short again, everything events, everything parties, let's meet, let's whatever. Might not, again, might be wishful thinking. So I think that that's an option we also need to be ready for, and that this whole COVID, let's how new normal thing might have to be thrown in somewhat to the garbage. The other thing that I do think is we're going to see a lot of reducement in redundancies. So a lot of clients that always like, again, I'm a service provider, almost every client wants, all right, come to my office, pitch me your stuff, you come to me. And right now it might be like, well, we did this whole thing for a year on Zoom, and I think people are going to be much more weary about when do I get in my car, go find parking, or when do I get in a plane and I go there. Think about it right now. Thousands of people in the world flying to someplace in all the jet lag and everything just to meet where we can maybe do this on a Zoom call. So I feel like that when it comes to channels, we'll see. I think that media, if we see a big resurgence, you might see a lot of small businesses that enjoyed media right now because a lot of people went out. They might be taken out of it by just the surge of it. If you see now a lot of money, but I'm talking about institutional money going into we're back, then a lot of people, because again, and I'm sure Avan knows this better than anyone here, a lot of big companies stopped budgets, but the impressions only grew because people are more online. So there were more opportunities. And these opportunities might close up for the smaller fish.
And do you think, I mean, there might be some kind of fear as well as we go into 2021 talking about the big events, like the big fintech events and the big physical finance events. There may also be some hesitation from people to actually put their money into these events that they would prefer.
I don't think you can talk about events sponsorships just yet. I don't think that, like, again, right now Israel and Dubai have this whole like big romance right now. There's a big event in Dubai and I was supposed to go, and I can tell you that I used to travel a lot to events, like 8-9 times a year. I haven't been out of Israel for 13 months. And now when I look at a plane ticket, I still have kind of post-trauma. I don't think it's okay. It's weird. So I don't think it's going to be that quick, that fast. And I also, but if it does, it'll be very big. But I do think that there'll be this weird period in the beginning.
So maybe like another year, and then as you said, perhaps people will be,
I don't think a year. I think people need like 2 events to happen. You need a friend of yours to go to an event, come back and say, oh, it was okay, really. I don't think we need a year. A year is
I'll be that friend.
What?
I said I'm going to be that friend of yours.
Perfect. All right. Ping me.
You go, Haran.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's go around. What I'm really curious of, this is a little bonus question. So let's start with Frankie on this one. I'm really curious, if you were given an extra 10,000 to spend in January, what would you spend it on for marketing? This is not for holidays. This is for marketing.
Okay, so if you ask me, I think to prepare for any future uncertainty, I would spend this extra budget to enhance the e-commerce infrastructure for my team. So at least I can get ready, even the COVID is over, I can still use the e-commerce or e-commerce new vehicles to do something for contingency.
So is this the funnels that you're talking about, the specific marketing funnels and landing pages? Is that what you mean?
I think, I will focus more on the, as I mentioned, infrastructure, like the mini program I mentioned. Is there any further enhancement I can do? Is that I can build a more robust engine with Tencent, or we go Adobe, or this company? And then, because I agree with some of the speakers, we expect in the future, more and more things will happen, in the hybrid mode. So I think if I got the infrastructure, I got my tools ready anytime, I can launch whatever I want to do.
Even to be prepared.
Yeah, and also start to accumulate the data, the big data, to build your own DMP. What does it mean? If you have a strong relationship with your clients, you don't really feel panic, towards any uncertainty, right? You own your customer, you own the relationship, you know where the customer coming from. So I think there's something in my mind, on top of mind, right?
Okay, and Haran, extra 10,000 in January, what are you spending it on?
Content and creatives. I think people need to be more original right now, and everyone's copying everyone. But if you have better creatives, if you have better content, the way you're selling your product, you're going to get much better results. So invest in a content team or hire a freelancer that can help you with that. I think that's the best investment anyone can do right now.
Okay, and what would be your channel? What would be your go-to channel to put your content?
I think right now, and then I'm biased, but native for sure. I think that's the best way to sell content right now. People in a specific state of mind. They're not on Instagram where they're scrolling through images. They're not on Facebook where they're looking for likes or giving people likes. If someone is on, let's say, CNN, one of our biggest publishers, and is already reading content, if you make something unique that can keep him in that state of mind, you've gained an amazing client easily.
Yeah, absolutely. And Marilena, what would you do with the extra budget in January?
I have a 10K extra. I will probably enhance a little bit the link building, because the companies that they produce content and distribute it all around to the relevant channel where you can reach your target audience are quite expensive. So if I had 10K, I will give it again to our link building company, so they can spread a little bit more the content around the channel and bring more people in. Also, I'm a big fan of CSR activities. I'm not a big fan of sponsorships and football teams and all this kind of stuff. I think people appreciate nowadays more the companies that are giving back to the society instead of giving the money to big football clubs and people that don't really need it, actually.
I love that. I think corporate social responsibility is huge right now.
So by showing your clients and your potential clients that you quite care of what is going on around you, not only for us, give it to COVID, but to people that need that, you can create amazing content and you can do amazing things on social media. And I have seen that before, that people do interact with those kind of activities, and they really, really appreciate it.
Right. So, and Alyssa, how about you? What would you do with the extra budget?
Yeah, I think I will still stick with my my previous sharing that micro-influencer is very crucial for our line of business. So we will leverage the micro-influencers exclusive network and through like Twitter, LinkedIn, and Kakao for Korea, Line for some Asia countries, and WeChat Moments, because like people read what their friends post, and we prove that comes with higher conversion rates.
Absolutely. And with micro influencers, presumably you can get a little bit more for your budget.
Yeah, I think always the budget is always like needing more and more to try to impact more people.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you ever find that you can do like exchange swaps with micro influencers, or is it always a paid agreement?
So exchange swap is more like, so some of our clients, they are crypto companies. So maybe some of them will accept their token or their crypto as a payment, and some of them probably prefer cash.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. And Itai, definitely last but not least, 10,000, what are you doing with it?
10,000. Well, a bit differently. I think that right now we're in the kind of no bullshit space. So reduce prices. $10,000. All right. So look at what you would and reduce your price. Do a promotion for your users, or for me, be a bit more lenient with my clients. If I'm used to going over, flying over, doing all these activations and things to get more clients, that costs money and time. How about we just cut the bullshit and be like, all right, you need a better terms right now, where you need not as long of a contract. So again, we used to do like 6-month minimums. Now we're down to 3-month, not because we're lacking business. We're doing very good, but it's more like I understand that my potential clients right now don't want to have that kind of gridlock. So if you have $10,000, I would lay it. I would roll it down to your clients and just do the business. Let's do business. Yeah.
Absolutely. So just being a lot more flexible and adaptable then.
Yes.
Excellent. Guys, we're coming to the end of time. I can't believe how much this has flown. I want to thank you guys so much for joining the panel. So marketing strategies for 2021. Are we all feeling optimistic? All feeling good about 2021?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Awesome. Guys, thank you so much. And goodbye from us.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.